Hey y'all, welcome to the next episode of Loving Home with Liz. Sorry this one took a little longer to get out. I actually pulled over into a parking lot today to go ahead and get this video done for you guys because it has been crazy in the CSRA for the real estate market here over the last 2 weeks. So, you guys have found a house that you want to make an offer on. What happens next? So, a good agent is going to immediately call the listing agent and go, hey, my client is interested in 123 Wrightsboro Road, and we want to know what's important to your seller. And, that's when I'll ask questions about, closing date preference, closing attorney preference, is there earnest money preference, due diligence versus right to request repairs preference. And some agents will tell me exactly what their client is looking for and just hammer it off, and then say, bring your highest and best. Other agents are like, hey, my client's super flexible. They don't really give a lot of feedback. But even if that happens when that conversation is had, that is okay. And the reason that it's okay is because your agent has still introduced themselves to the listing agent. They've already made contact. They know that now your agent is going to be very great at communication because, one, they picked up the phone and asked the questions. And number two, that way that agent knows that there is an offer coming, because more than likely it's going to be multi-offer, especially in the CSRA, and you want to make sure that your offer is in on time. So you're always going to ask for that deadline. But if the listing agent knows that your client is wanting to put in an offer and you're having a hard time getting it signed due to technical issues, or because your client is on the other side of the country, and there's just the time difference, that listing agent may wait for you, or before they go over presenting offers to their client, they may call to make sure you're still interested in putting it in. I've had that happen before, even when my client has changed their mind when they found out it went multi-offer. So establishing that rapport with that listing agent is huge. So once you have that data from that listing agent, if they give you any, that's when I call my client back. And I'm like, hey, here's what I found out. This is what's important, blah, 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 blah. So I take their wants and needs, your wants and needs, and combine them together, hopefully, to have a win-win for both of you guys in that offer. And you as the client are the ones who dictate what that win-win is for you. And so that's where I need your feedback, because this is your offer. This is your contract that you're putting in on this house. And if you are not comfortable with it, you do not need to do it. Do not ever, ever, ever let an agent talk you into putting in an offer on a house that you're not comfortable with. That is not a good real estate agent. So the hard part though, once that offer is in, you're sitting and waiting. And that listing agent can take as long as they want to get a word back to you. So you just have to be patient. You do have a time limit on your offer, so if you're continuing to look, you can go ahead and put in other offers if the time has expired. But in this market, it may be after your offer expires that you hear back from that listing agent and you may get that house. But at that time, because your offer has expired, you get to choose whether or not you accept that contract back. So on the next one, we will go over what actually happens when you're under contract. What are those next steps? So thank y'all again for tuning in to Loving Home with Liz, and I'll see y'all next time.